I would like to share something about chemotherapy of malaria. Malaria is most common health problem in all over world. Malaria is an endemic of all part of India and many tropical countries. And according to current data of WHO, malaria is found every year 300 to 500 million of peoples worldwide. So malaria is a very common health problem and dangerous health problem. So we are discuss about malaria and their prevention. So malaria is caused by four species of protozoal parasite, that is a plasmodium. So caused by the four species are Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, and Plasmodium malariae. So all the Plasmodium species, and so four species of protozoal parasite caused malaria, and mostly Plasmodium falciparum caused malaria. Malaria is transmitted to one to another, then community to community and country to country by infected female Anopheles mosquito. Malaria is transmitted by infected female Anopheles mosquito. So I would like to discuss about life cycle of malarial parasite. Life cycle of malarial site. How to malaria grow in our body and in mosquito body. So this life cycle, malarial life cycle, is divided into two parts. That is one first is asexual cycle, which take place in human body, and another is sexual cycle, which take place in mosquito body. So start with asexual cycle in host cell. So infected female Anopheles, firstly infected means that Anopheles mosquito also have sporozoites of malaria, and these sporozoite growth in our body and creates malaria fever. So infected female Anopheles mosquito bites a normal person, a normal human being, and introduce in their blood sporozoites. So infected Anopheles mosquito also have sporozoites, malarial sporozoites. These sporozoites are poured into human blood. So sporozoites in our human blood, then these sporozoites goes to liver and grow there, and after growth it converts into merozoites. So sporozoites, firstly female Anopheles mosquito pour the sporozoites in human body. After that, these sporozoites goes to liver and convert there and grow there and convert into the merozoites. These merozoites released from liver and enters into the RBC, human RBC. So these merozoites released from liver, firstly sporozoites grow and in liver, and after growth we also called as a merozoites, and these merozoites after maturation turning to sporozoites to merozoites. After turning to sporozoites to merozoites, these merozoites are released from liver and go to red blood cells, and they are multiply there. Goes to red blood cells and multiply there. After multiplication, these merozoites differentiate into two sexual form. That is a asexual form, that is a male sexual form and female sexual form. So male sexual form are also called as a microgametocytes, and female sexual form is also called as a macrogametocytes. So it is all about asexual size, which take place in human body. So after that asexual cycle, so we turns towards sexual cycle. So these two gametocyte, that is a male sexual form and female sexual form, is sucked by a fresh Anopheles mosquito. Please noted that fresh Anopheles mosquito bites an infected person and suck these two. These two means male and female sexual form, that is a macrogametocytes and microgametocytes, are sucked along with their blood, and after sucking in these sexual forms are fused in mosquito gut wall and form a single zygote. After that, these zygote grow and develops, and it turns into ookynates. These ookynates turn into oocytes, and after that, after maturation, these oocytes turn into the sporozoites, and these sporozoites further introduce into another human healthy man or human being and in their blood. So this is all about the life cycle of malaria. So I would like to share something about malarial symptoms. So what is malarial symptoms? How can you identify that you get suffering from malaria or other disease? So some symptoms are there, so you can easily identify that that is a malaria and other disease. So headache, fatigueness, nausea, vomiting, chills, shivering, fever, and muscle ache. That are common symptoms of malaria, but I think these symptoms are also common for the normal fever, common cold. So how can you identify that this is a malarial symptoms or this is a normal fever symptoms? So I can say you that please take appointment with your doctor and diagnose it and identify that is a malarial symptom or normal fever symptoms. So after that, this is all about the malaria. What is malaria? How to cause it? What is its cause and how to transmit it? And all about the life cycle of malaria. How malarial sporozoites and malaria can grow in our body. So it's all about the malaria. Then now I can present anti-malarial drugs. How can you treat malaria and which drugs are used in the malaria as anti-malarial drugs? So some drugs are Cinchona alkaloids. Cinchona alkaloids, very oldest alkaloid which used as an anti-malarial drug, and its chemical constituent is quinine and quinidine. In Cinchona, quinine chemical structure, in quinine's basic chemical structures, scientists are added some substitutes and minimize their side effect and promote their efficacy and efficiency. So scientists are added in 4th position of quinine ring, that is an amino group, and it's also effective as an anti-malarial drugs, and the drug is chloroquine, amidoquine, and piperacquine. Same as 4-aminoquinones, scientists are also introduced in 4th position of quinine ring, the amino group, aminoquinones. So then they found the 8 aminoquinolines. It's also act as an anti-malarial drug, and the drug is primaquine and pentaquine. Then bigonides. Mainly bigonides are anti-diabetic drugs, but it's also used as anti-malarial drugs, and the active drug is proguanils, chlorogonides, and chlorproguanils. Then diaminopyrimidine. Diaminopyrimidine is also a very important anti-malarial drug, and drug is pyrimethamine. Quinolones, methanols, and drug is mefloquine. It is also an anti-malarial drug. Then after that, amino alcohol, that is a halofentanyl and lumefantrine. It's also used as an anti-malarial drug, and it's after that we can use antibiotics, that is a sulfonamide and sulfones. Sulfonamide is a narrow spectrum antibiotic, but it is effective in malaria fever. That is, the drug is sulfadoxine and sulfamethoxypyrazine. Tetracycline. Tetracycline is broad spectrum antibiotic, means tetracycline kills all both of gram and gram positive bacteria. So we can say that tetracycline is broad spectrum antibiotic, and the drug is raw tetracycline and doxycycline. After that, so it's all about the classification of anti-malarial drugs. It's all about the malarial drugs. So these drugs are used for the treatment of malaria. So we can describe about particular drugs, and mainly quinine. Quinine is the most oldest, safest and first effective anti-malarial drug, which are used in from 17th century. In 17th century, Europeans are firstly used as a quinine and cinchona bark for normal fever, but after that they turns into as a anti-malarial drugs. So quinine is an alkaloid obtained from the cinchona bark, and it is the first, oldest, safest and most effective anti-malarial drugs. In 1820, Pelletier and Cavento, this is please noted that Pelletier and Cavento is a scientist. These are isolate quinine from cinchona bark in 1820 century. So I would like to share something about mechanism of action of quinine. How quinine act in our body as an anti-malarial drug. So I explain it. So normally malaria parasite use our host cell hemoglobin. Malaria parasite use host cell hemoglobin for the preparation of our essential amino acids. I can say that firstly these malarial parasite use host cell hemoglobin for the preparation of their essential amino acid, and these amino acids are helps for the growth of these parasites, malarial parasites. So malaria parasite enter into body and use our hemoglobin and turns into the hemoglobin to heme. This heme is toxic for malaria parasite. Then so these malaria parasites are polymerized immediately and convert these heme to hemojoin. These hemojoin is non-toxic, and these after getting this hemojoin, the malarial parasite use for preparation of their essential amino acid. But in the case of quinine, this is a normal procedure how to grow malaria parasite in our body, how to grow and how to use our hemoglobin in our body. This is a normal procedure malaria parasite use our hemoglobin and obtain their essential amino acid. So hemoglobin se turn into the heme is toxic, so immediately these parasites polymerize this heme into hemojoin, and hemojoin is non-toxic, and these hemojoins are essential for preparation of malarial amino acids. So quinine. So we are study about the mechanism of action of quinine. So quinine breaks this polymerization process, heme to hemojoin. Kindly noted that quinine breaks or prevent or inhibits. Quinine inhibits this polymerization process. Polymerization process, that is a heme, changing the heme to conversion of heme to hemojoin. That is a polymerization process. So quinine inhibits this polymerization process. So ultimately hemojoin is not found, and hemojoin is not found to malarial parasite cannot prepare their essential amino acids, so growth are inhibited there and malaria parasite can die. So I would like to share something about pharmacokinetics of quinine drug. Quinine is an anti-malarial drug. And in pharmacokinetics, we study about the absorption of drugs, distribution of drugs, metabolism of drugs, and elimination of drugs. So how can it absorb it, in which process, how to distribute in whole body, and how to metabolize in liver, and how to eliminate from body. So quinine is orally effective drug, so well absorbed by gastrointestinal tract and our mucous lumen, and after that they distributed, after absorption they distributed through blood in whole body, then metabolized in liver. Mostly drugs are metabolized in liver, but sometimes few drugs are also metabolized in kidney and tissues also. But most of drugs like quinine also, most of drugs are metabolized in liver. After metabolisms, these drugs are eliminated with the help of kidney in the form of urine. So it's all about the pharmacokinetic of quinine. It is the anti-malarial drugs. Right now we share about the adverse effect of quinine. So mostly, firstly, we can see about the quinine that is obtained from the cinchona bar. So cinchonism is very common side effect of cinchona bar's drugs, that is a quinine. So in cinchonism, some symptoms are here, that is a tinnitus. Tinnitus means regularly ringing bell in our ear, nausea, vomiting. Nausea is also giddiness and vertigo. So nausea and giddiness is produced, then vomiting is obviously also produced, and then headache. After that, mental confusion, vertigo, difficulty in hear and visual disturbance. It's all about the CNS effect of quinine. And after that, diarrhea, flushing, and marked precipitation. It's the intolerance of quinine. But at higher dose of quinine, patients also shown some cytotoxic effects, that is a delirium, fever, tachypnea, respiratory depression, and cyanosis. So it's all about the malaria and anti-malarial drugs. Thank you so much.